Hi, welcome to Woodworking with Wes. We're currently in the middle of an installation of a job. This particular room is the laundry room, but what we're going to focus on today is the drawer guides and how we install drawer guides. Now, I install my cabinets without doors and drawers and to begin with, because it's easier to bring them in and set them and screw them together. The drawer guides then are all set so that we can get our drawers put in and then attach our drawer faces. I'm going to show you how I set my drawer guides. It's just kind of a way I use a jig that allows me to make sure that every drawer guide is set level and the correct spacing, so that as I go through the job, all of the spacing and lining up is all done correctly and consistent. And so we're going to go in the kitchen. We've got the kitchen cabinets partially installed, and we're going to show you how I put the drawer guides in, getting ready for my install. Okay, let's go there. We're now in the kitchen portion of our install. You can see the cabinets are set, but we don't have drawer guides in them yet. And we have several cabinets that will have drawers in them yet. And so typically I like to put my drawer guides in before I actually set the cabinets. Our drawer guides weren't into at our wholesalers when I first started setting cabinets, so I set these without the drawer guides. But now I'm going to start putting the island together, and I'm going to put the drawer guides in the island before I assemble the island. So I'm just going to show you how we do the drawer guides with the jigs that we have. The drawer guide that we're going to be using is an undermount soft close drawer guide, full extension, so it extends clear out. This is where your back of your drawer would be, comes up and soft closes. I'll show you here in just a minute when we get one put in. And we install them with these little 5/8 screws that are provided by our hardware supplier that are specially made for these drawer guides. Now this is a Blum or Blum, B-L-U-M drawer guide. It's the one that I like the best, but there are several different brands, all very similar, undermount and soft close. This is just the ones that I like. And so the drawer guide goes here and here and here. But in order to space it correctly, I've made a little jig. And my jig is just a board that I cut out of my scrap lumber. I've measured the distance to the bottom of this divider, and I like to put a divider in between. This cabinet is laying on its side. This is the top, this is the bottom, these are the sides. I've laid it on the side because it makes it easier to do the install. But I lay my jig on the side of the cabinet, and then I put my drawer guide in and flush against the top of my jig. And that's all there is to it. It's very simple. Now these drawer guides, you recess 1/4 of an inch. And so I don't measure that. It doesn't have to be an exact measurement, and I know 1/4 of an inch when I see one. But if you need to, you can mark your 1/4 inch. Now you'll notice that my drawer guide is not actually sitting right on my divider. The reason being is I want my drawer guides to be the same in every drawer. And it doesn't have to sit right on this, even though these measurements are exact in every one of my cabinets. I want my drawer guide to be up off of that enough that it's the same in every cabinet. I put one drawer or one screw. Actually, what I like to do, wasn't thinking there for a minute, what I like to do is put one screw in the center that pulls the drawer guide down tight against my jig. I put 3 screws in every drawer guide, so we'll put one in the beginning. Or the front, excuse me, not the beginning, in the front. And then we'll go back put one in the end. Now that drawer guide is installed. I take my jig out, and that's for my top drawer. I have another jig, another piece of wood, same size, that is cut for the second drawer. We put it in the same way. We recess a 1/4 inch. Again, you'll notice it's not right down to the bottom of the cabinet. We'll put one in the center. Hold the drawer guide down tight to our jig. One up front. One in the back. Take our jig out. And now, our bottom drawer. Same thing. One in the center. And then one front and one back. And we just put this one down flush on the bottom. We just put this down flush because we know that's flat. And we'll do the same thing. We'll flip it over. We'll do both sides. And then our drawer guides are in. And they're equally spaced. Equal front and back, and they're level because our boards are square that we use for our jig. And that's how we set our drawer guides. It's so simple, and it makes it easy every time. Every drawer guide comes out exactly right, and when I go to slide the drawers in, they're good. That way all my drawer guides or all my drawers are level and even. Makes it great for putting the drawer faces on because I start at the bottom and work my way up. Now, one of the things you have to remember, you always start with the top drawer guide first and work your way down so that your jig can lay flat on the side of your cabinet. So simple. Just a little trick to learn to put drawer guides in the best way, or the easiest way. I shouldn't say the best, but the easiest way every time. Thanks again for watching this segment. We'd like to remind you to subscribe. We're going to be showing you all kinds of these little tricks and tips. But subscribe, learn how we do things in the cabinet shop to make things go nice and easy. Thanks for watching Woodworking.